We are back with a special Thanksgiving episode of the Schmeat Nation 3 podcast. Gonna try to keep this one a little shorter so we can all get with our family and friends for our nice little holiday gathering there. Welcome in, Adam. How are you feeling? Week 12.
I'm feeling good. Picked up a big win this week and ready to ride it into the long weekend. Much deserved. Ready to watch the Lions tomorrow morning. Always a fun time on Thanksgiving.
Let's go, baby. Will they have a chance at getting a win on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Who knows? Should be a good one. Let's jump right in. We'll do the same thing we always do and try to keep it nice and short and sweet. And that's
Nice and
not
concise.
because definitely not because I'm on a 3-game losing streak and don't want to look at this anymore. Kicking it off,
Yeah.
Jamie picks up the dub against me. A trap game. We all voted for me in this one. Foolish of us, honestly, foolish.
Yeah. I think you called it too as soon as we all picked you. Said immediately that you were going to lose after that. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for you with Graham, getting 0 points. It was coming down to the wire with Elijah Mitchell there on Monday night, but unfortunately just couldn't find the end zone. It seemed like everyone else was finding the end zone in San Francisco.
Yeah, the fact that they just started blowing them out and then that like final George Kittle after his like an Elijah Mitchell drive for a little bit. That final George Kittle touchdown kind of ended it, but pretty bad week everywhere. I mean, Saquon Barkley
Hmm.
did nothing. Mike Williams came back just to get hurt, so didn't have the other
Yeah.
options, but didn't pick up anyone else because I thought Mike Williams was going to play and got baited.
Yeah. And this is a bit of a bye week for you with both of those Seahawks guys. So your team will come back looking stronger next week, I believe. On Jamie's side, yeah, Joe Burrow doing what Joe Burrow does.
Yeah, he had a monster performance, and then she just kind of has these guys who float around in the 10-point range, and it's worked. She's hot right now, I think, on 2 or 3 wins in a row. So
Yeah.
there you go. It's because I stopped riding with Jamie, so you're welcome. Jumping in here, the old guest on the podcast, and this is why he's too dangerous to be kept on the podcast. Goes on, gets 154, a monster week, and pretty much every single one of Reese's guys popped off, and every single one of Max's guys but Travis Kelce did not. So
Yeah, that was just a wild game. The Minnesota versus Cowboys one, just completely knocking Max's team down an entire whatever. Like, and then being able to shut down Justin Jefferson obviously hurts Kirk Cousins and Reese on the other side. Najee Harris finally looking like he did last year. Yeah, his team. It's tough to say what his team is moving forward with the Justin Fields injury, but he's definitely picked up wins when it mattered.
yeah, there's concerns there, but the trade worked out in his favor this week. Kittle and Najee both having season games, at least I
Mm-hmm.
think. Definitely for Najee.
Yeah.
And on Max's side, I mean, he had Travis Kelce go off, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
Travis Kelce and Justin
forgettable.
Jefferson didn't combine for 60 points, so that's the losing
Yeah,
scenario for Max.
true. He'll get Brady back next week, so he'll have some semblance of a QB guarantee.
Yeah.
Jumping in to what I think was our game of the week. I can't imagine it wouldn't have been, but a fucking close one as well. So good predictions on us.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a thriller going into Monday night. I think Jasper had a bit of a lead, and then I think Parker took it, and then Brandon Ayuk got a touchdown, and then Parker took it back, and then Brandon Ayuk got another touchdown. But then, yeah, Parker had the last laugh here as he ekes out a win, a tough one, and with that, he may secure a bye with this. I don't know. There's still a couple weeks left, but he holds sole possession of first place right now.
Yeah, and we'll jump into those standings and look at it because there's a little bit of room for some spice there. A bye week for Parker, but then also a bye week for Jasper. I mean, Tyreek Hill has been an absolute
Mm-hmm.
fierce competitor in for J-Yip, so we'll see. This one easily could be a game we see in the playoffs as well. Both these guys have really good teams, so
Yeah, for sure.
we'll see that one moving forward, and that bye is going to be crucial for Parker because I think he has a little bit more uncertainty. But Keenan Allen jumping back and kind of playing a larger role than we would have thought right out of the gate seems nice for
Yeah.
him. Moving in, absolute utter domination. Honestly, Caleb put up more points than I thought, but Eddie's team is good. I think we've said that all year, and he just hasn't had the ball bounce his way, and now he's stringing together wins. I think this
Hmm.
might be 3 in a row. I feel like he was 1-7.
Yeah, it's his 3 in a row for him. He's climbing his way up the standings, which it's about all he can do. He's winning games now, but is it too little, too late? That's the question. He needs others to lose in order to make the playoffs. It's not in his hands at the moment, which is never a good feeling.
Yeah, that is rough for him, but luckily others, being me, are losing, so he's doing
Hmm.
well there. Honestly, like it would be pretty well deserved if he jumped in and get it. We'll see if I lose out, because his team probably feels better than mine on paper. Uh, I haven't had a ceiling game in weeks, and he's constantly doing it, so certainly
Yeah,
deserves it. But you got to scrape those wins early on, and then on Kalen's side, I mean, just kind of a very mid,
yeah.
very average
It
looking
just goes
team.
back to the draft for him, taking Cam Akers, and then with the Jamar Chase going on IR for a bit. But I think he does get Jamar Chase back this week.
Yeah, we'll see if he plays, but Kalen will be fighting to not do a little bit of stand up there. And absolutely massive game from you taking the win over Seth. Seth putting up quite the battle and fight there.
Yeah, this game had me nervous all of Sunday. I mean, you were there with me. I was freaking out the entire time. Felt good at time. I did start the shit talk way too early, but this is just unlucky for Seth. And I think this is like the fourth or fifth time this year where someone has put up 170 plus against him. Like he's got by far the most points against, which is just unlucky. This is one of those seasons where Seth is just like, all right, get me out of fantasy football. I fucking hate this. He puts up the third most points and still loses. Like there's not much more you could do for that than that. Just unlucky.
Yeah, really nothing. Yeah, because Donovan Peoples-Jones wouldn't have changed it, so nothing he could have done, which at least he has some solace in that. And then, I mean, this is just everything you wanted your team to be, and plus
Hmm.
more from Joshua Palmer, and he'll probably keep that going with Mike Williams out. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Get Mike Williams back off by too, or Mike Evans.
oh yeah, there you go, a little bye week there. And jumping into an upset, but an upset that was predicted by two of the people. We got Brad picking it up over Connor, knocks Connor down into a tie for second. And, Brad's team, it's not the most consistent. And Kadarius Toney really sold on him and everyone else, but it gets the job done. And especially when you don't have a game from AJ Brown to still pick up that win, like that feels
Hmm.
nice for him.
Yeah, it's just felt like it's been 2 weeks in a row now for Connor where his team just hasn't really put up the numbers. But Austin Eckler, I think last week put up 13 and this week put up 18, which is, not what you had become accustomed to from him this season. I think he was putting up 30s regularly. Um, yeah, a bit of a buy for him with Fournette and Kirk by. Those are usually his those flex spots right there, which he really needed this week, obviously, because he only got like 5 points from those guys.
Yeah, the Chase Claypool, a second round pick, and then to not seem to be any part of the offense is just wild. But what are
Yeah,
you
well,
gonna
the only
do?
part of that offense is just Justin Fields running. Like he still just isn't a passer. So
Yeah, he gets the Mooney touchdown that week, but we'll see.
yeah.
Peeking into the standings here. Like we said, Parker now sole possession of first place, and then three people have clinched the playoffs. Reese sneaking in there as well with a clinch. And then you and Jasper down there at 4 and 5. The points found. Tiebreakers going to you. And then I'm keeping it spicy by losing. I think I don't know if it was off the record or not, but a few weeks ago I was like, I'm definitely going to lose out if I lose to Reese. And now here we are. Losing out. Losing to Jamie is just devastating because my
Yeah,
matchup's tough.
that one does hurt a bit, but I think there could be the top here is pretty close, and there could be a lot of shuffling before the playoffs actually start. So I'm excited for that. I think I still have a decent chance at getting the bye. I hold the points total over Reese and Connor. Connor's the only one that's really threatening my points total at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we have some good rivalry matchups there, and then at least I hold the points for over Eddie. So I might lose my way into playoffs if I can just put up some decent pointage.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need the Eddie to cool off. I think we got some decent win streaks going on. Huh? in the league right now.
How do you see
Yeah,
that? Oh yeah.
Parker's got 4, Reese with 5, Eddie with 3. I think
Yeah.
Jasper. I know Connor was on a massive win streak, and then Jasper was as well before these 2 losses that he had. So he's
Yeah.
just an away warrior. Seth's still yet to play an away game this year.
My God. The home team, it hasn't been working out for them though. They've been getting let down.
Yeah.
And
But
the
look at
points
that points
allowed.
against total for Seth. I mean,
Oh man.
that is just go next. Like there's
200
nothing
more
you
is
could do about
insane.
that.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
And you can see it's like all the people we talked about week to week getting unlucky with the matchups. They're just all here. So that is pretty
Hmm.
brutal for them. Unlucky, but at least you can feel like you drafted somewhat okay. I mean, where is he on here? He's 10th. Oh no, he's 10th overall. I don't know. It is what it
Yeah.
is. And we'll jump into the power rankings here, as well as the game picks there. And that's kind of where I want to start. Reese going 5-1. I predicted Kieran, which is bold. That guy never wins. And great
Yeah.
showing from the guest. So our next guest has big shoes to fill in.
Yeah, for real. It's a bit of a crazy weekend, a lot of upsets, a lot of predicted upsets from my end that didn't pan out. So yeah,
Yeah, it was quite a good
props to
one. And
Reese,
then some big shufflers here. Seth moved up quite a lot with his solid performance. I mean, the team looks good. He's just getting unlucky. Looks
Yeah.
like Parker kind of bounced back a little bit. I'm still not super high on Parker's team.
Yeah, I had him higher just because I went into his matchup this week and just the bye that he had last week, as well as getting Keenan Allen back. Like I think his team still looks fine. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to look without Cooper Cup and Foster Moreau. Obviously, he moves down a little bit because of that, but I think he still has that first spot pretty locked up. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
anyone will be able to catch him.
it does seem tough. I think he only really needs to win like one more game
Hmm.
to get a nice clean 10 and then
Yeah, still not completely sold on Reese's team. I know he's going to be a bit frustrated that he's not up higher in the rankings, but I think the Justin Fields injury to me, as well as just like looking at his team, I don't know. They've been performing recently, but
yeah, we'll
I'm
dive in
still
here.
not sold. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not the largest of names, but he's got the clear wide receiver one, maybe two with Tyreek Hill, but following
Hmm.
both of their buys, Diggs reclaims it. He's got a good matchup this week, and he gets Jeff Wilson back off the Miami bye. So it's definitely rounded out pretty well. I mean, obviously, if we go back to having no quarterback, then it's
Hmm.
pretty bad because the wire is pretty slim, unless Rodgers keeps it going. But
Yeah.
I like what I saw. Obviously, Kittle hasn't been the most consistent, but he's still there, and it's a positional advantage on the weeks that he can turn it on. So
Hmm. True.
there'll be battles out there in the playoffs. And like I said, I like Eddie's team more than mine, and I respect that. There you go, Eddie. You got the nod, but we'll see if just Kieran liking your team gets you to the playoffs. Probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see.
Have a good chance there. And jumping into rivalry week.
Oh man, I fucking fuck you, hate you.
While we give thanks, we also give hatred to our rivals. And starting it off with a potential playoff matchup. I'm hoping to right the ship here, but
Hmm.
it is certainly a tough one going against Jasper, a team that can have massive nuclear potential going in.
I think this is going to be a statement game for both of these teams. Like this is really where you go in and say, yeah, I'm able to win playoff games. I'm able to overcome these other tough teams. I don't think there's any teams on bye this week, so everyone is at full power. We're getting sort of a preview a couple of weeks before the playoffs start as to what these teams are shaping up to be.
Yeah, I'm like, it's tough because I don't kick myself. Like, I'm not like, oh man, I totally should have made a move or whatnot, but the team has certainly been off. Like, when Saquon's on, Henry has his low weeks, and I think Saquon's had a couple low weeks where Henry's been on, and now Walker's back, and obviously 2 weeks ago he had an off
Yeah.
week, so it's been a little weird from the running back position. The receivers are probably always going to be variable. We'll see if Mike
Yeah,
Williams
I was just
plays.
gonna say it's getting into the time of the year where the running backs really start to shine as the weather gets colder. It's how much can your running back grind a team down? I think that's and both of your teams I think have fantastic running backs for doing that. I mean, Josh Jacobs is a big body, so is Derrick Henry, and well, both of you guys have running backs that can grind people down. I think this one's going to be really close. I'll
Yeah,
let you pick first who you want.
I don't know. It feels bad to pick myself again, but I guess how can I not? I believe that my team's more well-rounded, but I think that Jasper's just ability to absolutely go nuclear can ignite at any moment, and especially with Tyreek Hill against Houston, like that first half could be a slaughter. Because I think
Hmm.
if anyone's gonna throw the ball against Houston, it would be Miami, even though they do have the favorable running back matchup there. So, but I'll go myself to right the ship. It probably won't work, but who knows?
Yeah.
It was good to see Justin Herbert get back out there. I mean, that's been a loose end, and Ken Walker against Las Vegas should maybe mellow out the Josh Jacobs pick. Now I'm
Yeah.
just trying to manifest stuff that won't actually happen.
I'm gonna take Jasper in this one. I think other than Adam Thielen, I think he's got solid pieces all around his team. The word is still out on Adam Thielen. I don't think he's a solid option at this point. It kind of sucks that he loses Melvin Gordon. That guy was, he could find the end zone any given week. So, but I still believe in Jasper.
Yeah, he definitely was a round piece. He'll go somewhere. It's just he probably won't have a role.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon, that is. And jumping up into the next rivalry matchup, Jamie, a team you cannot underestimate going up against Parker, #1 in the league. I mean, from the
Yeah.
looks of things, this is David versus Goliath. Obviously, Jamie will get one more person in there for Rondale Moore. The question is, will it impact anything?
Yeah. I mean, just looking up and down Parker's team, this is what I'm talking about, where it feels like his wide receivers still look fine without Cooper Kupp. Like he got DeAndre Hopkins in there, which I think is just about the best thing he could have done. Like if his team had Cooper Kupp, he would just be disgusting. But yeah, he's got solid running backs as well. The only weakness on this team at this point looks to be Foster Moreau. And if Geno can keep going, I don't know how Geno is projected more points than Joe Burrow, but that's what it is.
Oh my God, that's a little bit of disrespect. Maybe a nod to Tennessee, but I think you can throw on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like maybe I didn't do a good enough eye because Parker's team definitely looks like a team you would draft at the start of the season anyway.
Hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
man, what could have been? That could have been just a one-way ticket to championship victory if he had
Yeah.
Cooper Cup. That's insane.
He definitely had a Bradley Goodell esque team with
Yeah,
Cooper Cup.
it was looking dominant and the record shows it, but
Hmm.
I can't imagine 2 weeks in a row Jamie pulling an upset. Because Parker's team just has a better floor than mine. Though I guess he did worse than me last week. So well, maybe it's there.
Yeah, but
Maybe it's
he had buys last week, so
that's true. Yeah, when VTN and Godwin back, I can't see it happening. So I'll go Parker.
yeah, I'm taking Parker as well.
I need to climb back in the matchup predictions. So maybe I should go Jamie. But if Jamie can win this one, there suddenly is a door open for her to sneak into the playoffs. So we'll see if she can
Yeah.
keep that run going. Jumping into the next one here. A
This is just a
little
bad beat bull. I think both of these teams have the top 2 points against in the league, so
Yeah, man, it is rough, and obviously one of them has more hope than the other, but they're only one place away, one win away from each other. So Seth with a
hmm.
chance to do some season disruption here, assuming he gets someone in there for Kyle Pitts, who unfortunately went on IR. Tough trade for Seth. Tough trade last week.
Who did he trade? I can't remember. Deontay
Yeah,
Foreman.
yeah, for Greg Dulcich and Hardman. So it turns out the only guy. Well, I guess Jonathan Foreman's still alive, so he's good. So
Yeah, he's not hurt. Fortunately for him, he could get back. I think Denver still has a solid defense, but we'll see if those guys have given up yet. So maybe he can
yeah.
outperform his projections. I don't know what the waiver wire looks like in terms of tight ends, but yeah. It's
not
tough to
great.
say.
And on Eddie's side, I just love the way the roster's shaken out. I mean, they're just letting Tony Pollard go off right now, so
Hmm.
he's got his second running back. He still also has Mostert over on the bench. I think Galera's just done for the season.
Yeah, just got rid of
Um,
him for free. I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, that was a little bonkers, but just like all the way down, Eddie's pieces feel safer, feel better. Like Seth can obviously compete. He's got guys
Hmm.
who have a massive ceiling, but um, going into it, definitely feel more confident with Eddie. And I guess I'll just pick Eddie. I'm rooting for him, even though he's coming to kick me out of playoffs. Like I love to
Yeah,
see competition, and as the podcast host, let's get him in there. You love to see him run.
yeah. I think I am going to take Seth here. I think Seth is going to play the spoiler for Eddie's season right here. I think he can end it. His team obviously has the ability to put up big numbers, and I think that could happen this week. I think it's going to turn around. It turned around for Eddie. It's going to turn around for Seth this week.
There you go. My team's chances appreciate that manifestation there. And moving in, we got Reese versus Brad, 8-3 versus 3-8. So some entirely different seasons, though. It started with Brad, such a good matchup the first time they played, such a big
Hmm.
win for him. But ever since then, it has been some rough sledding. He's still got a pretty monster stack. Like Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown at any moment can do it, but the pieces around him aren't confirmed. They're not guaranteed, especially with Jamar Chase potentially jumping back in there. Tyler Boyd loses a little bit of value, but I do love the Marquise Brown slotting in. So
Yeah, it'll be good to get him back. I think Brad's team just got bit by the injury bug all season. Uh, I think it's tough sledding for him, but he still puts it. He's won a couple games. He won last week, beat Connor. So who's to say?
yeah, he's there. He can definitely compete. And if there's
Hmm.
someone who, by the names could have a little bit of an off week. There are quite a few guys on Reese's team that don't feel like locks that have been performing. So the opportunity's there, but I don't necessarily know if it'll come. And I
Yeah,
feel like Reese has been like an against the spread warrior. Like I feel like us being Vegas have really not given him the nod and he's just performed. So
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to take him this week, just because, like you said, he's got that win streak going. I don't see any reason why he would stop with this matchup.
yeah, I'm a little concerned if Justin Fields plays how he's gonna hold up and how he's gonna perform, but kind of down the line there, the matchups are just so good for his guys and the
Hmm.
defense he has as well. So there's definitely opportunity on Brad's side, but I'll go Reese too. I'll be lame and do it.
No upsets here.
Damn, so many just like unfortunate situations there on
Yeah.
Brad's team. Jumping in, we got you versus Kalen. Pretty lopsided matchup here, and we have been hating on Kalen's team all season. So why don't we pile that on? How are you feeling in this one?
Uh, as soon as you start feeling good in fantasy, that's when it all comes crumbling down. So I'm not counting him out. Last week he did put up 120, and my team has put up less than that before. So there's no reason to say that it's guaranteed, but I do think that my team stacks up against his a lot better. I feel like the just amount of disrespect from ESPN for the Dak Prescott and Jamal Williams projections is insane. But yeah, I
My
think
God,
that's
yeah.
pulling my projection down. Dak Prescott, since coming back from injury, has yet to put up a game like under 24 points, but they won't project him more than 19. So we'll see. I think this is pretty easy. I'm just going to take myself here.
Yeah, I mean things get a little bit more even if he has Jamar Chase in there, but it does feel like it takes almost directly away from T. Higgins' pop-off potential. I don't know if we've seen a game where they've both done like over 20. So
Yeah.
I'll also go with you. And the running backs have really started spreading their wings for you there. So
Yeah, I think my team is just full of consistency at the moment. The only person that I feel really scared about in this starting lineup is Josh Palmer. After last week, he got 30 points. I could see him easily sliding back. But if Mike Williams misses some time, I think he's the perfect number two guy. He struggled when he was the number one, but I think he shines in that number two role.
Yeah, and he caught that touchdown, like the deep one, when Mike Williams was out there, so he
Yeah.
might have value moving forward. The Chargers never seem to blow out people; they're always in a close game, so
Exactly.
we'll get it there. And jumping in, I think this is the best man bowl of old, but with rivalry week and that we didn't have a video week 1, we have no matchups of the week, but this is certainly a good one, especially for Max's chances at continuing the playoff streak going. So we got Connor versus Max. A lot of playoff implications on the line in this one.
Yeah,
But
Max
by the
showing
spread,
out
it'll
in
be
week
close.
1 in that previous matchup highlight.
My God, yeah, he set Connor on like the 2-game or 3-game losing streak before, or 2-game, and then he went
Yeah,
on a
one of the
big
only
game
3 to
run.
beat
Yeah,
Connor.
an absolute monster.
Yeah. But I mean, you just go down the power rank, like the position power rank of Connor's guys, and it's just number 1 all over the place. Like he's got 3 number 1 running backs. Like that's insane.
Yeah, I
Got
mean,
1, 9, and 12, and then Christian Kirk somehow is a top wide receiver. Who saw that
oh
coming
my
into
God,
this
what?
year?
He's 9? Holy shit! After the bye week too? What the hell? Yeah, I mean, he just has players who get it done. Some
Yeah.
scrappy young lads, and I like Juju. Like if he can get
Yeah,
Juju
I mean,
back
he
in
could
there.
slot Juju in for either Jacoby Myers or Darnell Mooney. Like his team looks solid. I mean, it shows in the average points. He's like this lineup that he has averages 152. So
Yeah, so I not a lot of thought on this one either, I think. I mean, I'm going to go Connor. He's got a championship winning team, and Max has a lot a lot of question marks. So
yeah, I am also taking Connor in this one.
there you go. I think we were pretty even on it.
Yeah,
Even
we
throughout the
had
weeks.
yeah.
That's how we do. Pretty close. Well, good luck to
Yeah, for
everyone.
real. It feels good. It's just a little bit sad that, the regular season is coming to an end.
I know, man. When the season begins to not matter at all, that's when it starts to hurt. Like that week 18 is some of the worst viewing ever because you're just watching regular season football and there's no fantasy
Yeah.
going on. So scared of that coming on, but a playoff push is still going, so we can't wish it away.
Yeah. It'll be exciting. Exciting to see. Hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving.
There you go. Good luck out there.
Watch lots of
Everyone
football,
feast.
eat lots of food. Yeah.
We'll see you all next week with a full length. I don't know how we did for time. Maybe great.
I
Who
think
knows?
we just crested the 30-minute mark for this meeting.
Oh my goodness.
At least little timer popped up at the top.
We tried our best. Good
Yeah.
luck, Schmeat Nation 3. We'll see you out
Yeah.
there.